Oh man, I have been chatting away for the last 36 minutes, and for some reason, OBS was not rendering my microphone. It was selected as the input and everything. Everything looked good, but when you said something about if I've got a mic, I was like, man. I noticed that the bars weren't moving as I was talking, and oh man, so this has been a very, very quiet stream. So that means Jonathan never heard me say hi to him either. Oh, I think I just got done cleaning that row out. Yeah, our little redstone machine here, real simple, real simple. I love this thing. Um, it it's so much quicker than placing by hand. I had okay, I there's no way I can possibly repeat everything I talked about in like, the next 5 minutes. Shortened version. Um, I had some family emergencies to deal with today, so started streaming an hour late, which unfortunately also meant that I had missed the other members' streams that were on today, and it's sad. I normally, try to catch them guys, and the thing about it is, like, I'm the one that basically started Stream Sunday, as they pointed out, because I was always doing it. So the fact that I was running an hour late was really, really sad. But family emergencies happen, and such as life. Now our little redstone deal here. Oh, that's just a glitch. Um, I basically, like you had said, simple and beautiful. Even somebody with my limited redstone knowledge knows that this torch is going to power the block placed on top of it, which is going to soft power the redstone dust, which is going to turn on the dispenser there. So that's basically that's what I used to, I can't remember what exactly, caused me to figure this out originally. But when I got ready to do this in this world, I was like, yes, we're definitely going to put this to use. And it has saved so much time. The gravel doesn't break when it hits the grass and the kelp anymore. But I'm wondering if the sand will. Um, Maybe the gravel never did break into item form. Maybe it's just the sand. Um, like I was saying, instead of going and digging up 6 shulker boxes worth of sand, uh, we had, I don't know, like 5 chests of gravel laying around, and we put that to use out here. Yeah, we'll get back a little bit extra flint, but we can always sell those to villagers at another time and turn that flint into emeralds, right? So, Minecraft Legends. Definitely need to point out that the Minecraft Legends video should be out Tuesday. For those of you who don't like the stream format, if you do like the stream format, you can check the Twitch stream playlist on my for Minecraft Legends on my YouTube channel, and you can see the uncut version. It's been so long since I played anything that wasn't Minecraft. You actually get to see me go through a learning curve of remembering how to play other games. Therefore, and so once I got the hang of it, it was a little bit different. Also, I would suggest if you play on a computer, use your keyboard and mouse. I was using a controller, and I might still use a controller because I started the campaign on the Xbox. Looking back, I wish I would have started it on the computer. That way I could use the keyboard and mouse, because I think it's one of them games that would have just keyboard and mouse would have been much easier versus the convenience of the controller, since I don't really have like a setup for a keyboard and mouse. I think I still could have made do enough for something like that. But Uh, that's pretty much what's going on with that. We're waiting on the Dungeons and Dragons DLC because Minecraft and Dungeons and Dragons, what's not to love, right? So looking forward to that. And there's that. I believe we got all of our important bits on us. So let's go ahead and yeah, we went three. Now that we got, I'm pretty sure we got all of our important bits on us. So let's go ahead and get our little contraption put together here. Yeah, this is like so quick and simple that even I could figure it out. That's for sure. And oh, I as I was saying, um, oh man, just to make it short, go check out the other Forever Bedrock members. Um, I was talking about Freb's mud farm that we built over at the Stronghold base. Uh, so and then Fluffy popped in, and I was like, be sure to check him out too. Definitely had to use him by name instead of just saying other members since he was live in chat. And yeah, definitely go check out the other Forever Bedrock members. Even though we normally stream on Forever Bedrock on Sundays, and that was the intention tonight. Trying to remember what I said and what I didn't say while I was muted, and this is like what I opened up with, so it's a little bit backwards, but here we go. So we normally stream Forever Bedrock, and that was the plan. However, I didn't get a chance to, because of the family emergency today, I didn't get a chance to get things ready for that. Because we're going to finish up our one chunk base and a few streams over there and videos and whatnot. That's going to be our focus before we go back to digging out for nightmare mode on the horror labyrinth. And so, it was like, okay, well, let's, go ahead and work on the ocean monument. We're going to get the rest of these walls up to, at the least. I don't care if we go 30 minutes over. I'm off work tomorrow, so a little bit of lost rest won't necessarily kill me. I might just sleep in a little longer than normal in the morning. Normally I'm up around 4:30, with my coffee and whatnot. Sometimes 5 or 6 on my days off, depending upon how tired I am. Maybe push come to shove, I'll sleep till like 7 tomorrow. I mean, it's not like my coffee pot's not gonna work if I'm a little late getting up. And anyways. So that's also why we were an hour late starting the stream. Family emergency. Don't worry. Nobody's, dying or, anything like that. It's not anything life threatening. It's nothing that serious. It was important, but it's not anything to worry about at this point. It's all under control. It was just a matter of taking care of it, and that's what I am doing. So, with focus on here, for those of you who might not have been in the last two streams, we do have some guardians spawning around some of these spots here that are spawn blockers should be keeping out of spawning on us, but they don't seem to be working on this last row here for whatever reason. Now that I see that, we're not going to see any. Which, considering they were all built off of this row, they should all be off, but they're not. So that tells me that I probably didn't do anything wrong, and that it is probably one of the Bedrock famous glitches. I will figure out where they are spawning in once we get started, either when we're draining it out and I see what block they actually spawn on, or, whatever once we get the water all gone, I can kind of test around and find out really quick. Was there sand in there? There was sand in there. Why was there sand in here? We'll take that. Um, so we'll find out. And once we get our base design is gonna be for aesthetics purposes, not necessarily efficiency. Because while we are at our base, I had to make sure I leave enough inventory space for our bits and bops for our little redstone machine here. We just need 3 inventory spots for all that. If I could just jump across these 3 blocks, that would be great. So, oh, I'm gonna eat my carrot. Okay, 2 carrots. I'm really hungry. Leave me alone. It's not going to be the most efficient thing, but it's going to be running while we're here. And one of the first things we do once we get the design done for the base itself is going to be making the Guardian farm aspect of it active, because we're going to design the rest of the interior design and exterior and stuff based off of that, as far as the details go. So with that being said, by the time we get ready for Prismarine, we should have quite a few shards. And if we happen to get some squid spawning in, as well, then we might be able to get a little bit of dark Prismarine too. I mean, that's what's expensive, is the dark Prismarine. So we definitely, if we're not getting enough in just through the Guardian farm aspect of the base, we will definitely build an ink farm out here really, really soon. That'll be one of the first projects after we finish up the Stronghold base and actually get moved out here, so that we can get our hands on that dark Prismarine and as much of it as we want. I don't know about you guys, but I really like the dark Prismarine. And now that we have Deep Slate in the game, oh man, I really, really want to work with that color combination. Like, that color palette is gonna be something. I can't remember what I have covered that I was not getting volume for, and what I have covered. So I think we're just gonna go on to the next topic from there. And if anything hits me, or if I repeat anything as I think I remember something, please forgive me. That's pretty much all I can say for that. I've really got to pay. You would think, with the problems I've had with OBS, and it's not the software itself, it's the fact that anytime there's a Windows update or an OBS update, or whatever, like, I have to redo so many different things. Like, I have to actually pay attention to what's going on. I mean, I could understand if I unplug something, or just things like that, but I don't know. It's just, it seems to always be something, and it drives me crazy. And I thought I was set, good to go. I made sure my microphone was selected. However, I did not pay attention to the fact that even with my microphone selected for input, there were no sound waves coming through. So I do apologize for the probably, well, I would say boring first 30 minutes, but at the same time, some of it might have been entertaining. I mean, with just the different things I was doing or whatever, I don't know. And if it was entertaining, you're pretty easy to please. So if you're not following me on Twitch, go ahead and do so. You can catch all these live streams. We normally are on time at 7 p.m. Eastern time every Sunday. We have other Forever Bedrock members that stream at 5 and 6 p.m.s, respectively. Normally it's Joe Nathan at 5 and Case Creation at 6. Sometimes that doesn't necessarily work out, whatever. And Fred will fill in a spot for, whichever one of the three of us doesn't make it. That's happened a few times actually. So check out our Discord. Every member of the Forever Bedrock realm is active in the Discord, and we've got a pretty cool community. These guys started building way long before I came around, and I'm proud to be a part of it. That is just so satisfying. Like I know I'm easily distracted. For some reason, to me, maybe it's I don't know if it's the texture or what, but to me that just it looks more satisfying than the gravel did even. And I was like, I found the gravel way satisfying. Oop. Yeah, I found the gravel way satisfying. So the fact that the sand's doing the same thing for maybe I'm just easy to please with that. I don't know, but it's definitely and then for those of you who may not know, yeah, I have to come back and trim this top layer off the way I'm doing it. And I know I could go down a layer and save myself that little bit of trouble, but the whole reason I'm doing that and have been doing that is so that I don't forget and end up messing up these things. Because that's important, so that when there's nothing of the monument here, I know where the guardian spawn spots are. Right now, the only ones I have to worry about figuring out are the ones on that very end, which again does not make sense because all of these were designed off of those. So if those are wrong, these ones should be wrong, but they're not. Just that nonsense. So that the little bit of trimming I'm going and doing to save myself a potential disaster, to me is worth it. I mean, we're already saving so much time compared to placing all this by hand. So I'm not nitpicking that little bit of time there. But we definitely are going to need more torches. In fact, I probably want to go get those ready before I create spawning platforms for creepers to come and blow up our walls. That's like any other mob that, but creepers, man, they can really wreck your day. Okay, we'll take the furnace and put it there. We got some sticks. Whoop. That's not gonna work. So it's got to be logs. Okay, not a problem. Let's pop out our ender chest. We have so much coal back at the stronghold base, and I could probably save myself a lot of work just by going back to the stronghold base and getting that. But we are going to go ahead and do it this way for now. And I'll come back in a minute and get that for torches. If I can get up on my platform. There we go. There we go. That was not difficult at all. It really wasn't. I made it look difficult, which sadly was not intentional. But it was not difficult at all. We're getting so close to getting these walls up. I want to say to say that we've got like two, maybe three more rows to go. It's hard to tell from here. We're getting really, really close, though. Really, really close. The ending of an era, the turning of a page, so to speak. As we get ready for the next chapter of the project. That is oddly and strangely even more satisfying than going and digging up a desert. And I find digging up the deserts pretty satisfying. Something about just shoveling up sand. I mean, mining in general, like just strip mining, whatever. But just, mining resources, digging up deep slate or whatever. Um, Taking out a chunk of your underworld. I find that satisfying as well. And this is like right up there with that. It's like it requires no thought process. Like if I was not streaming right now, I would just be listening to some music, watching well, right now, honestly, because I'm behind, I would be watching some YouTube videos and getting caught up. But when I'm not behind, after I get caught up, I would definitely be listening to some music. Now, it doesn't matter which side you do this on. The important thing is just, and this torch, for those of you that may not know, in case you weren't here when we started doing this, it does not matter where you place this torch at in here. I can place it on this sand, on that block, that block, straight down here. It does not matter um, where exactly it's placed. The whole point is that when a block sits on top of that torch, the torch is going to power the block, which is going to power that redstone dust, and that's what's going to give the piston power. So it's the torch itself. Oops. Not where it's located. Just to make sure everybody knows that. Alright, let's come over here and, we're probably going to need way more torches than I'm about to get. Why am I missing every wall I jump on? You know why? I've got my elytra on. And when your elytra messes up your jump pattern so much. I mean, it could just be that I'm bad at it with the just regular standard jumping with the elytra on. But it does, to me, it makes parkour more challenging than if I just had on my chest plate. I think because sometimes you try to do that double jump and your elytra engages. So, yeah. It is what it is. Alright, we got our torches set up before it ends up turning daytime and we get these mobs spawning in on us and whatnot. Or nighttime and mobs spawning in on us. Yeah, again, the last thing we want is a creeper just like undoing a bunch of work we just did. So, yeah, you have to kind of get it right on that second pixel down on the edge. And it'll go. Or you can just place it straight to the torch. Hold down your button, whether it's your mouse button, your controller button, whatever. And man, just watch that stack disappear. I mean, I don't think, maybe the sand isn't any quicker than the gravel, but it is definitely more satisfying to watch. And I'm pretty sure it's just a texture playing tricks on me. Making it appear to be more interesting, even though it's technically the same thing, just a different color. And, different colors, because it's textured, obviously. That's what I said, right? Just checking. Oh, and for those of you that may not know, if you haven't been here, we do have a geode. Yes, right there. That should be loaded in while we're probably pretty much anywhere here at the base. So that's also something else that we will be farming quite a bit of here. I would imagine would be the amethyst shards. With that geode being that close and being now, I don't want to. The other geodes we took apart the shell, right? That one I kind of want to preserve the shell unless we do something there. Unless we build something underwater there. I would like to preserve the shell rather than it just look like a mess. Like, if we're going to change it, like, it's got to be aesthetically pleasing, right? But we definitely want maximum efficiency with the geode. I'm going over the glass here. Whoop. With the gravel, it was no big deal. Gravel's a renewable resource. The sand, however, is not. There we go. 1, 2, 3. And those of you who haven't been here also may not know. I like how I just keep getting these in there. The reason, my reason, for making these only 3 wide in here is because I feel like the sponges are going to go further with it. Like, I'm going to make more progress. Even though it's taking longer to place the walls, I'm going to get more progress out of my sponges, which is the most time-consuming part, right? Drying your sponges. That's where most of your time is going. The travel back and forth to dry your sponges in the nether, or, you know, waiting on the furnace, or, you know, whatever you're doing. Your sponge drying is definitely the most time-consuming part of it, in my opinion, from my experience and the way that I play. It may be different for each of you. I don't know. Um, you know, to each their own, I suppose. And I really love how YouTube has been giving me notifications about my own videos. It's so crazy. Recommended content for you. I'm sure I would find that interesting. I mean, I did post it. I've been getting that for a couple days now. I'm just curious if any of the other creators out there, if you're watching this and you are a content creator, if you've gotten any of that. The really bad part is when you have to watch an ad to see your own video and you're not monetized. Not sure how that happens. So the monument's not taking up as much space back here as it was in the last couple rows that we did. Let's take a look over here and I can show you what I'm talking about. Like, it goes down lower, right? So, I mean, we're going to place more blocks, but at the same time, our distance across is shrinking, so it shouldn't be too bad. We're definitely going to get these walls up before the end of tonight's stream. Normally, we would have called it probably about 15 minutes ago. But we're going to push through tonight and get it done. We've been doing these short 1 to 1.5 hour streams. That's how we've been making progress, and that's why it's taken so many to do this, because I mean it's a time-consuming project. Um, it takes time. There's time involved. You may be quicker at it than me, and I'm sure if you put the walls further apart, this part may go quicker as well, as you're doing less walls. Maybe I could have gotten by with 4. It's been so long, I'm really not sure. But I don't know. 3 sounded like the right number for me, and that's what I went with. And I don't regret it. I'm not sorry. If anything, I believe any extra time I spent, I will definitely make up for it when it comes time to when it comes time to sponge it out. There we go. Having trouble collecting my bits and bobs. Alright, there's that torch. Let's get one here. Whoop. And one right there. Now that we're running into the nighttime, boom, there we go. And our redstone torch. I definitely wish I would have figured out how much. I probably could have gotten my bow out of my hotbar and opened up one more slot. We've been using the pickaxe and the shovel. I mean, I guess I could have gotten the sword out of my hotbar too, and that would have opened up a few more slots. Just different things I'm, thinking that probably would have helped and saved a lot of time along the way. And I mean, with quick pick on, getting the sand going is, no big deal. And there it is, another handful. But when you're digging through for, redstone and a redstone torch and a piston every, 5 to 10 minutes, I mean, I guess that little bits add up, right? How is your ride home going, Fluffy? I know you said you were going to be lurking, so I'm kind of calling you out, I guess, in a way. I was saying before I realized that you couldn't hear me. It's been a while since it's taken me that long to get home. The last time last time I was on a drive that was any farther than, like 30 minutes from my house was when we went to North Carolina around Christmas time. Yeah. So it's been a few months since I've had to deal with longer rides. But I definitely catch up on my streams and YouTube videos and things like that. Whatever was next in timeline wise, release wise. I try to go in order of things. That way I don't have to go back and see what did I miss, So that's the little bit of driving I do. I definitely have my videos and stuff going in the background for me to listen to and kind of watch as I'm doing my trip. On the daily, I don't really normally go through red lights. So it's more listening than watching, but I mean, it's Minecraft. We all know Minecraft. You're digging, you're crafting, and you're building stuff, right? So for the most part, unless it's like some kind of grand reveal, it's not about, being able to see as far as it is listening to the creator themselves that you're watching, unless you're trying to see, this thing they just built or whatever. In which case, you just, take a few seconds and look real quick, like. All right, let's get some spots opened up. We don't need those right now. Keeping it up with COD. I completely missed that. Oh, another thing that we were talking about, irregular patterns in the area. Like, work has been different than usual. Like, we weren't necessarily any busier this weekend than we are any other weekend. But, everything happened all at once instead of more spread out. Have you guys noticed differences in things in your area, traffic patterns, things like that, or is it just something that we're experiencing here for whatever reason? I don't know of anything going on around the area that would cause irregular patterns, but that doesn't mean that I also know that I don't know everything. So it could be something that I am completely clueless about, and I'm okay with that. I'm not seeing a guardian back here. Which is interesting because these back spawns are also off of them front spawns. That's why I'm like, those spawn spots not being right must be some kind of bedrock glitch. Like, they moved in this particular world at this particular monument over a block or something in a few spots, and the rest of them were still generated properly somehow. Now, we do have very, very crazy stuff going on in our world, because this world was created in 117, and then we updated to 118. The world got deeper and the skies got higher, and then 119 came and we got frogs and mangrove roots, and we did more exploring, and 120 is right around the corner, and I'm not sure if, oh, the deep dark with 119 was a big thing too, even though we haven't found any of that yet in this world. I mean, we kind of look, but kind of not, we definitely need to check into that. I think that's one of them things where, like, you just, either you specifically go looking. I mean, we could use chunk base or something like that, right? But the whole point behind everything is just exploring and finding it ourselves. And that's one of them things, unless you're lighting up caves or whatever, what are the odds of you coming across deep dark? Now, we have been looking for lush caves, which we have not found yet. We are one axolotl shy from having two axolotls. So, we definitely need another axolotl in order to breed axolotls. So, maybe while we're looking for a lush cave, we'll find some deep dark somewhere around there or something. I don't know. Do I have my redstone torch? I do have my redstone torch. I was actually able to hold on to it. All right. There we go. Voila. It doesn't matter how many times I set this up. I am still going to say that this design, it, and I'm sure other people have done this exact setup. I'm not. I'm sure I'm not like a founder of the design or anything. Even though I just kind of pieced it together. I'm sure plenty of other people have used it, so don't get me wrong. Um, it's just it's amazing. The rewards from the little bit of setup time, it's just amazing. Oh wait a minute, are we? Okay, yeah. Like we're not going down in the caves, right? Yeah. We may have to worry about that on the next row or the one after that. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. So we got two more rows left after this, it looks like. So I might have miscalculated a little bit. Now, even though it is going a little bit deeper, as I said, we are going a shorter distance. So, time-wise, there's not a whole lot of difference, I don't think, as far as, I mean, look at how fast these things place, right? Like, I'm pretty sure we're getting across in a pretty reasonable amount of time. Now, we go filling up caves with sand, it might be a different story. So, we'll pay a little bit more attention as we get over to the edge over there and see what's going on. I do know there is, like, some deep caves over there where the glow squids were. I'm not sure if we had passed that already or not, and I just now thought about it. Or if we're actually going to hit that when we get over there for this row. We'll find out in a moment, though. When we go to move this thing, it should be right around where it's going to be an issue if it is going to be an issue at all. The way the piston head glitches through the sand is even kind of entertaining. Alright, guys, I'm going to get this machine. Like, it's so simple, it just seems, it honestly just feels weird to even call it a machine. We're going to get our redstone contraption set up. I am going to kind of let's do this. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna encase myself here, and we're just gonna. I think I was in a better spot where I was. We're just gonna go take a quick break, grab some snacks, walk your dog like I need to do, or grab a drink, whatever you need to do. We've probably got, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes worth of work left to do is all. However, sometimes pets, their schedules are what they are, and they're on that schedule for a reason to begin with. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we will be right back in about 10 to 15 minutes. All right, I was able to get all that taken care of, and the way my current recording setup is, I actually have to turn off the AC in order for you guys to not have to hear all that awful sound in the background. Um, so it gets really, really hot in here as well. And that little bit of break to go take care of that stuff gives the room a chance to cool back off a little bit for us to go a little bit longer and for me to not have a heat stroke in the process. So we are getting so close, and as we get these walls up, I'm getting more and more excited. Like, once we get this thing drained, I to me that's like the bulk of the grunt work, right? Like the designing or the building of the base and all that. That's kind of, we can kind of take our time with that a little bit more, and it's not going to be as tedious as this is, I would say. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is relaxing to an extent, but at the same time it is tedious as well, right? um, I wanted to see. Okay, so I must have already passed the cave, or am I crazy? Oh no, it was here. So we kind of passed the rough part of it. Like, this guardian, where did he spawn at? Like, I feel like these are only off by one. Even though technically they shouldn't be off at all. I feel like these ones may be off by one. But the rest of them are good, so... Or they seem to be anyways, I'll put it that way. We haven't had them spawning in the other areas. Oh no, Phantom. Alright, so we definitely need to get in a nap. That's one less thing we need to be dealing with right there. We definitely do not need that headache. And we'll go ahead and put our bed back up here. We shouldn't need that again for a while. I mean, in general, we're not worried about sleeping. Only on that third night when we start getting them phantoms that are going to make everything a little bit more difficult for us, right? So I am curious, how many of you have, I mean, I'm sure most of you have conquered ocean monuments, but have any of you ever had an ocean monument base? If so, did you just kind of use the structure that was already, there? Um, and just kind of, maybe even gut it out and just redo the inside? Did you remove the whole monument and build from scratch? Basically what we're doing. Um, I'm curious as to what you guys have done with your ocean monuments in the past. Let me know. Um, that could be interesting as far as topics go related to this particular project. And let's get our blocks that are floating around here. And it does really just look like a couple more rows. Like we are getting so close. Like it feels like we've been so close, but yet so far. And now it feels like we're actually closing in. That sense of accomplishment is what I'm feeling right now. Oh, oh. So the sand will break into item form if it hits kelp. This is one of those cursed kelps that were floating. Well, it seems like the sand broke kelp back there, though, right? I am so confused about the mechanics. Is that something that changed? And the cursed kelp somehow was still going by the old rules, or what's going on with that? I am baffled by this mystery. Um, I'd really like to know. I'm gonna have to check into it. Well, Fluffy, I hope you had a nice ride. Oh, no problem. I wouldn't. I mean, I guess it was a shout out, but it's pretty much every stream I do. I give shout outs to the Forever Bedrock members. And it's a group that I'm proud to be a part of, and I mean we've all done some pretty amazing things, and I just feel like I enjoy the content that you guys create, so possibly my viewers might as well. Um, so I mean, if they enjoy what I'm doing here, then I'm positive they'll enjoy what you guys are doing. Especially those who are more into the lore than I do. I mean, I'm into watching the lore more than I, actually do it. So, for those that are really into the lore aspects, man, they would love what you have going on there. Oh man, that is that is definitely a commute. Transfer to a closer location does seem ideal. I know how that goes though. Like I was driving 3 hours one way for I want to say a little over a year, maybe even a little longer than that. I mean, it always probably seems like forever, right? When you're doing that stuff, them long drives. I didn't even consider that. Yeah, gas prices could have a huge impact on it. That is for sure. Yeah, it fluctuates so much that that could definitely be what's going on. Wow. I mean, in Florida, we're not extremely far behind that, but yeah, Costco. Costco's gas is so much cheaper than anywhere else. The problem is, I have to go out of the way to get to my Costco. So unless I'm like already that way, and then the lines that you have to wait in, I just, for me, I would rather than deal with the traffic and the time that it takes to get there and back and the waiting lines and all that, I would rather just pay the 20 cents a gallon extra or whatever. I mean, it may even be less than that. With 7-Eleven rewards, you can actually save on your gas with every fill up, which makes the 7-Eleven by me actually cheaper than Wawa's. I know that supposedly through the Wawa app you can save or whatever, and they it doesn't reflect on the pump though or something like that. Yeah, 60% on my way to becoming leader of the pack. So we had a dog that, well, I want to say his name was Storm. And when we had the great disappearance of entities, we'll call it, he was the only entity that didn't disappear were our bees. Our bees were the only things that made it. We lost all of our sheep and everything. And so we got come across another dog, and that's how we ended up with K Dog, because K Dog made the suggestion to name him K Dog, and I think he meant it as a joke, but I was kind of like, I have to now. So, um, that's how come we got so close on that. Yeah, definitely. Like, I would like to get one more and then just breed the two. And we'll have three bases now. So if I had one at each base, that would be kind of cool. I'd really like to have the puppy follow me around, which is why, I was saying breed the two. And that's one of the things that we really want to do is work on those achievements. So you're right. That's like an easy one to do too. So that's definitely something that I should get to work on. Cause I mean, there's wolves everywhere, and we have all the bones we could ever need. We could get us another wolf, even if it takes like two chests of bones. I've never seen one take that many to tame, but you know, if he wanted to be stubborn, we had the bones to make sure that it didn't matter. Oh man, did I ran out of sand? So we got our sheep farm restocked and all that kind of stuff. Actually, the sheep that are in our 16 color wool farm right now are actually the third sets of sheep in there, because I had restocked all, or restocked, yeah, okay. I had replaced all the sheep once all after the great entity thing, and then it got us again, um, which was really weird because there was also this glitch where armor stands would, for some reason, go into item form, even if you had them standing there with armor on them, and I'm not sure what caused it to this day, but we had backup armor on our armor stands in both our starter base and our stronghold base. And so we lost two sets of armor to do to that because they despawned before I realized. And When I realized that that bug was back, because I believe it was gone for a while, or I didn't have the issue for so long I thought it was gone, because I actually caught our new set that we had put up on the stand when the original one disappeared. In item form, I caught it in item form as well, but I caught it before everything despawned. So that's how we ended up with the chest at the foot of our bed at the starter base with the backup gear in it. Just because I just don't trust the armor stands anymore. And I mean, it's Bedrock Edition, so even if they fix a lot of times, as a Bedrock player, you know this, a lot of times they fix these bugs, but somehow they always end up back in the game, and you just never know until you experience them, and sometimes it's costly. So, you know, like the little hope chest deal at the foot of the bed seemed like a better deal to me. Though I do like the idea of having the backup gear on an armor stand, sitting in the closet, you know, as an extra piece of wardrobe. I just can't find it in myself to trust them to not despawn and lose my gear anymore. Especially netherite. I don't want to lose netherite gear. Oh, the lead salesman. Yeah, he's like the most dedicated salesman ever. Like he finds you in the deepest caves, in the wettest oceans. I mean, also he's cruel. Look at what he's putting those llamas through just for a couple emeralds. And I'm not even sure how many of them have been out here at this point. Like, there's been so many already. And apologies if you guys can hear the baby in the background. She has discovered her lungs. And she puts them to use. When she's excited, you know it no matter where you are. And I just went right by my platform. Alright, let's, we are so close. So close. So, one of the things that I really want to do, again, when we get ready, once we get the monument drained and we start building our structure, do not forget, if you're not already subscribed to me on YouTube, head over there, subscribe now. That way, even if that's all you're interested in, you get the notifications when we go live, because we will be doing that on YouTube. That was like one of the goals for this year, was to start doing some streaming over there. And we're going to work out a particular day of the week to do our streaming over there. And, you know, at least give it a go, see how it works for us. We're not leaving Twitch by any means at all. And I did do a stream over on Kick earlier this week. I really didn't expect any kind of turnout. Newer platform, my first stream. I just really didn't expect much of a turnout. But there are a lot of questions, around that particular platform. So I'm not entirely sure how much streaming we'll be doing over there. But I want to give it at least a day a week for, enough time. The only thing about Twitch, or about Kick, is from what I can tell, there is no immediate way to download your streams. Because normally what I do with Twitch is I just do the stream, and then I download the stream, and then I move it over to YouTube for everyone there to get a chance to watch it, in video format, or use the footage from my streams for my time lapses, things of that nature, or sometimes just to make the videos. So without being able to download from Kick, that means I'm going to have to record while I'm streaming. And I mean, that's going to put a little bit more on my PC. And I mean, I don't have like a horrible PC, but I also don't have like a high end PC. So we'll see how that goes and how long that lasts. I'm If I keep using the platform, I'm guessing it probably is going to be for, like I said, I'm going to give it a few goes and see how it turns out. But just anything that I'm not worried about using, needing video footage from, that'll be what I do over there. So it'll be those kind of things that are kind of like Kick exclusives, that would be stuff that I normally probably wouldn't record unless we do like a Kick exclusive series of some sorts, which could be a thing, right? I'll take your guys' feedback on that and see what you think. And like I said, I want to give it a go and see how it works out, but I'm not sure. I've been doing the Twitch thing for a while. I definitely want to get into the YouTube thing. I mean, and it makes sense, especially for our Let's Play world here, being our single player Let's Play world. All of our videos are for this world are on YouTube, so it makes sense to stream this world over there as well. I mean, not to say that we can't still do that here on Twitch, but it makes sense for there to be some YouTube streaming. And even more so with the Forever Bedrock streams, because the other Forever Bedrock members are doing their streams on YouTube. So, it kind of help line up with what they're doing. And at some point, we might be able to, do our share and be able to pass the stream back or something, or forward to the next guy. We got a long ways to go for that, but each of you have the ability to make that happen. If you enjoy the content that we're doing here, if you enjoy the community that we're creating, share it with your friends, invite them to take a peek, and, that's how the community grows. It's like so hard to tell how close I am to that glass. I mean, I know I'm a little ways, but I'm not sure how far. We don't need to go all the way past the, along the edge of the glass. We just need to get it watertight to the corner. It doesn't have to go quite as far as we came off this other side. That was just in, well, the wall's here. Let's go ahead and use it to our advantage kind of thing. Our redstone torch. We got a little bit to go. As long as we're not doing unnecessary work, right? I don't mind doing, the work we need to, but I don't want to do a whole bunch of unnecessary work. I think, like we get to here, or there, where it levels off. Or is it that one? To the corner. I mean, we don't need to be right up against the glass. Past that, our sponges will get that extra little bit, right? Versus, for that little bit versus the time to place sand, even as quick as this makes it. Why am I having so much trouble getting? Oh, because I'm on the wrong side. I built it over here. And you can do this from the left side, the right side. It doesn't matter. Once that torch powers that block, it's going to power the redstone no matter which side it's on. And again, you could actually do yours a layer lower, so you don't have to worry about trimming off the top like I am. The reason I was doing that is just so that I wouldn't accidentally move my spawn blockers for the guardians, and I didn't want to have to remember to adjust, when I had rows that lined up with that. So it was just easier to trim the top and avoid all that extra mess that I could have created. And that's literally all that was. And so now it's pretty much habit. A bunch of repetitiveness and it becomes habit. Even though we're past all the spawn spots now, still what I'm doing. Man, this is, like, I believe that's a rune over there. I could be wrong. Oh, wait a minute. Are we there? Oh, one block away. Yeah. And even if you do this number and place it, like, a block below the water, like, it's still slower, right? Like, our our little redstone contraption, I mean, believe it or not, has saved us so much time. So much time. All right. Let's grab our little extra bit of sand. That's one, that's two, that's three. So, one, two, three. So, right here is where we want to be. Make sure I use my silk touch. I don't have more glass with me. And we do not want a bunch of leaks because I wasn't paying attention. And we are pretty much out of sand again. And we only need a little bit more. I believe. Oh. Oh. Um. My bad. Oops. It placed off of the redstone dust. Those of you who don't know, this is a neat little trick for stair stepping, because you can, place your block and it'll go up because you're basically placing off of the redstone rather than off of that block like that. And I mean, redstone, you can just punch and add it and, you know, add the next layer. You know, I'm I promise I wasn't trying to sidetrack. It just popped up, and I thought I would share that for anyone who may not know. Give me that back. There we go. Now, we definitely want this to be a water source here. I think once we tear this out, though, it'll refill. If not, we'll go around the monument and make sure we haven't disturbed the water on the outside. Because we don't want that at all. Let's, We've gone through some shulkers today, haven't we? 2 shulkers of sand, plus half a shulker of gravel. And even though we've been live for 2 hours, we did take a quick break. So, yeah, we're not making bad time at all, I don't think, compared to what we've been doing. Is that a ghost block? It is. Yeah, this is definitely, definitely our last row that we need. Once we get across here, we will be golden. It feels so good to know that we are so close. Wait a minute. You know, the the guy with the free leads, I think I let him leave. Yeah, I think he checked out. You can never have too many leads, right? Especially in Bedrock Edition where we can use them to move boats and stuff. It kind of, even though I haven't really taken advantage of it, it's actually something I just learned not long ago. Not super recent, but not long ago. So even though I haven't taken advantage of it, it is. It seems to me that it definitely beats going through the hassle of minecart using minecarts because you don't have to place and tear up the rails and all that. You can just drag a boat. I mean, think about it. Mm, yeah, definitely makes things easier. So we may be relying on that method if it doesn't change. Next time we have to move mobs or whatnot, uh, just to see if that works better for us. I mean, because necessarily when something or just because something works for somebody else does not always necessarily mean it works for you and what you're doing. But you should always give new things a try. Unless it's becoming a serial killer, and then you should not try that because it is frowned upon in most societies. Just to let you know. And now that we got that out of the way, back to our normal project. I gotta put my glass back. Hey, squid, squid, squid. No. Um. There we go. Yeah, that water did fill in. I think it was this one here. Yeah. So that's good. I thought it would. I thought it would. Which is the main reason why we want to keep everything lit up so creepers aren't spawning in and blowing up our walls once we get things drained. Because the last thing we want to do is get one side of the wall drained, have a creeper dive bomb, blow up the wall, and have it all fill back in on us. That would be horrific. Like, that other end is so close. I feel like I could literally just reach out and touch it. It's in our grasp. Man, look at that sand go. Even after having done three other rows and a partial row over there, like I am still just kind of mesmerized by this. Yeah, it just is so relaxing. And when you get too relaxed, for those of you that don't know, it does make talking and trying to entertain people while not hearing anything from anyone else to help the process along a little bit more difficult. Just in case you were wondering, which I'm sure you probably weren't, but just in case, I'm going to stop talking now about that. I'm not going to stop talking altogether. That would be boring. We already did the first 30 minutes with no mic, even though we thought we had a mic. Should have had a mic. How close are we to that corner? Whoop. We're almost there. Almost there. Let's try one more stack and see if that does it. We may need two stacks. Oh. Well, I don't think that one block or one stack of sand that we're about to have to place is worth setting up the machine. It might be two sets. So we're going to go ahead and do it the old-fashioned way. And it's going to take a minute, but we are there, ladies and gentlemen. We are so close. Look at it. Look at it. That is definitely much, much slower. Definitely. I definitely feel less crazy than I did for using that machine. Man. And then this little bit here, we should be able to drain right out. And it doesn't really matter now, but we have all of our redstone pieces. We don't need them at the moment. Oh, you know what? While we have our... Oh, it's not a structure. It's just a generation. I was like, while we have our night vision. Yeah, it's just a generation. It's really cool generation, though. I thought it was a rune. Well, there you have it. We have the walls in. We have this thing all sealed off. And now we are ready to get our sponges wet. That's right. Next stream we'll be getting our sponges. Well, next stream here on this project we'll be getting our sponges wet. So be sure to join me. Again, I cannot say it enough. Be sure to go check out the other Forever Bedrock members. All doing amazing things. And while you're there, if you enjoy what they're doing, go ahead and subscribe. Ring their bell. Get them notifications. And if you're not following me, go ahead and do that now so you get all the notifications for our live streams. Then head over to YouTube, subscribe there, and ring that bell so you get notifications. And I will see each and every one of you in the next video.